Okay, so this is my elderberry and rose hip steep. I put this in the fridge about a week ago. Kind of a nice dark color in there. You can see the bits kind of, yeah, a little bit. I grated some fresh ginger in there. I just bought a piece of root, about 3/4 of a cup, each dried elderberries and rose hips. And I threw a stick of cinnamon in there as well, and I believe some whole cloves. And I'm just going to strain that over here into the small pot. It's just a little mesh strainer that I have lined with some cheesecloth. Okay, so taking this off, you can see some of the dried elderberries there. That lovely color. Just going to take this and just pour it in there like that, and we'll let that strain out. And then we'll press it. Oh, there's my cinnamon stick. See some rose hips and pieces of ginger in there. I was quite surprised to find that when you grate fresh ginger, it actually very much smells of lemon. Oh yeah, good stuff here. Ooh. This edge trying to escape. Okay, so we have finished pressing everything out and straining it. I have actually put my cinnamon stick back in here, and I have this on kind of a medium-low heat. I'm just trying to warm this. Unlike the usual recipes where I would be simmering everything together, I have left a cold steep do that work. For flavor, I'm going to add a little bit of ground nutmeg and a touch of ground allspice, and then when this comes to a simmer, there we go. When that comes to a simmer, we will shut it off, and we will add a cup of honey after we take the cinnamon stick back out. Now at this point you could also use whole nutmeg and whole cloves, or you could have added allspice, or you could have added the whole ones to your cold steep, but I chose this time to just do it this way, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, so at this point this has simmered down. It is slightly thicker, but not a whole lot thicker. Just enough that it'll kind of stick on the sides here if you let it. I have gone ahead and turned this off, and I am letting it cool. In the meantime, I have added a cup of this that we picked up at the local grocery store to my jar. Put that in there all nice and gooey. And then I will pour this in there on top and mix it all up as soon as it's cooler. So this has cooled enough that I can touch it, so we're just gonna find our cinnamon stick here and pull that out. Oh baby. Don't realize how difficult it is to do something when you're watching yourself on camera. Alright. And then I'm just going to put this on this side, and we're just going to pour it right over here into the jar slowly. Dark that's gotten. That reduced down to almost perfect. There you can see the heavier bits of the spices that I used. We don't really want that in there anyway. We'll add some weirdness to the texture. So, I'll just mix this up. It'll be nice and thick and syrupy once all that honey gets mixed in there. And I'll probably go ahead down like this and top that off with just a little bit of water, and then we'll just keep it in the fridge, and I'll shake it up, and I'll take about a tablespoon every morning and a little extra on days when we're not feeling so hot, and that will actually help keep our immune system nice so that we can help not get colds and flus this winter. So, okay, I'm going to get both hands in there on this. I'll be right back. Okay, now that it's all good and mixed up, you can see on here how that coats the back of my spatula there. And that's a pretty good consistency so far that we've gotten, while it's still nice and warm to the touch, because this does still have some pretty decent warm heat to it. So that is going to thicken up actually in the fridge, and will give it a slightly more syrupy consistency. So I'm not even going to bother to top that up with water today. We're just going to leave it just like that. Put our old lid back on top. We just keep recycling it back into the same jar. Need to rewrite my label on there though. And that'll do it for this one. Thanks.